Live right now.
Okay.
Once upon a time, there was a world full of laughter. Then a virus hit, and the whole thing was a disaster. But we got a show to let you know it's alright. It's alright. Even though it's only once a week, we guarantee you a front row seat at the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show once a week.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show, our weekly 7 p.m. Eastern show on Tuesday nights. My name is Dave Juskow, and we are here to entertain you and remind you that the Comedy Cellar is now open to, yes, only 33% capacity, whatever that is. I guess they have to cut somebody in half to make sure that that's the key, but there are 4 separate rooms, and we're trying to bring it back until everything is the way it was, as if the whole 2020 just never happened. It'll be terrific. But here we are at the nightly show. Of course, as always, in the chat room, you can press the donate button. And, if you like what you see, and as I always say, even if you don't. So let's get the show started today with the hilarious opening monologue. This Harvey Weinstein fella, he's an interesting fella. His lawyers claim his client has lost 4 teeth while in prison, but you got to hand it to Weinstein. Even in prison, he's figured out a way to get a woman into his room, even if it's the tooth fairy. How are you? Okay. Despite the boycott, former President Donald Trump was photographed last week with a bottle of Coke hiding behind the phone on his desk. He responded that he tried to dispose of Coke the usual way, but the glass bottle wouldn't flush down the toilet. Some old 80s humor there. And finally, a 4-foot-long rabbit named Darius, who is in the Guinness Book of Records as the world's largest, was stolen from his enclosure in the English countryside. Police are asking local residents to let them know if they see anyone holding a comically large lucky keychain.
Excellent, Dave.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's introduce our guest, who's obviously just moving around and can't sit still. He wants to be on immediately. His podcast is entitled Thick Skin. It's available on iTunes. He is the pioneer of the new app that's sweeping the nation called Stereo, where you can hear and interact with him almost every day. You can see him live, folks, in Phoenix, if that's true, at CB Live on May 21st to the 23rd.
That's fun.
That's something we don't say very often anymore. And he is now and forever the Roastmaster General. Please welcome Jeff Ross, everybody.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dave. Great to be here again.
Nice to have you. And of course, his single entitled Is It Ever Now? We're expecting a new single, I believe, either this week or next. His name is Colin Smith. Hello, Colin.
Hello, my friend. Yes, next Friday, The Tree. I'm so excited.
What's it called? The Tree?
It's called The Tree, yeah.
You don't want to change it to the Juskow tree, kind of like the Joshua tree?
Oh my God, I
as a little tribute.
Ever thought of that? I never thought of that.
Well, think about it. Think about using my name in a song or something.
Okay.
Anyway, this is it today. We had Eddie Ift on. He canceled at last minute.
Why bring that up?
Because he's Dave Juskow,
because we
Jeff.
promoted it a lot, and it doesn't matter to me. I'm just saying.
Anybody not tuned in because If canceled? I mean,
no,
is it really?
Absolutely not.
Like George Clooney canceled, and you got me.
Oh, well, that's not what I meant it to sound like. I just was saying it's interesting. We've been doing this show for, I don't know, maybe almost a year.
I mean,
first time somebody is canceled like that. I thought that's a pretty good track record.
Why did he cancel?
We'll never know. I really don't
know.
No
excuse?
I don't know him as well as I know you or any of my other guests, so I'm not sure. But I'm just what? I was told to.
I just try to get you riled up.
This is great.
It's just going to get worse, but I kind of enjoy the truthfulness of everything. So
it's great.
Whatever. He has a new album out. It's called Sweet Home Alabama. So that's what he was.
Wait, you're promoting the guy who cancels thing?
He's not a horrible guy. I don't know.
I'll be right back.
And that leaves us with just me and Colin. But you know what? That's
Hi,
a good show
Dave.
too.
Yeah, that's.
We're
Oh my
two
God, he's
very
got two
attractive
doggies.
men. Oh, and he's got dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a German Shepherd and then a
I
woollier
think
one.
I think it's the other one's a lab.
Is it?
I
Oh,
think,
those are
but I'm
great
not
dogs to
sure.
have. Not
Maybe
in
he's
a
in-
one-bedroom apartment in New York, but that's why Jeff doesn't keep him there.
Yeah. Looks. I don't know what he's doing.
He's pottering about. That's what it's
What were
called
you
to
doing?
potter.
Gotta go get a lighter.
Ah, excellent.
Oh, let me
I
see what the
can't
lighter
do this
says. I know
without-
it says
without-
Roastmaster something.
Says it's a Roastmaster General lighter.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Not
On brand.
available anywhere except my house if you want one.
I do want one. Maybe I'll come by. I just came back from Orlando. I got vaccinated and I decided to take a flight. I flew for the first time in 2 years. Can I ask you guys a question? Have
Mhm.
you ever flown in shorts?
No.
Yeah, me neither. I don't understand why any man flies in shorts. It's very
anyone.
unattractive.
Shorts
party
and
foul.
on a plane is gross.
That's what I think. Even if you're going to Florida, it's gross, especially if you're a man. And it's I just don't get it, and I see it all the time, and I don't understand it. And that's the first thing I thought. I'm like, what's the matter with these guys? Let alone with COVID everywhere. Why would you want your legs touching anything? I don't know. It's gross, but it's also not a good look. And I just don't get it. For me, I still dress up in a jacket and tie when I fly, like from the 60s. I have
Mhm.
respect for the airlines. So I
Yeah.
enjoy dressing up. I actually do. It's funny. I shower and shave before I go on a plane. It's probably just because when I get there, I want to be clean, but I feel like I'm the opposite of everyone else who flies.
Well, a lot of people are like sweaty. They've had a whole day in New York before they get on the plane. So,
See,
they
I
use
only
the
take early
last-
morning flights because they're never canceled.
Oh,
So I never see anybody at nighttime. I mean, I always take the first flight out because those are never canceled until, they get backed up with stuff, unless it's bad weather or something, which again, doesn't even seem to happen in the early morning flights. I don't know why. And don't listen to me, folks. Don't start taking that. Oh no, that'll make it worse. I shouldn't have mentioned my trick.
The first flights just have a better attitude. They're like, we're already up. We might as well go.
Well, that's the other thing I can't figure out, why people always get coffee before they're flying. The last thing I want to do is be jittery and awake, when I'm flying
that is
2 or 3
weird.
hours. They always see people at the Starbucks.
but if it's an afternoon flight, I might want to do work
Well,
on the.
yes, but this is a morning flight, and especially, I guess, if I was flying with somebody else, I'm always flying by myself. If with somebody else, maybe I'll have some coffee. I mean, this is how bad I don't like flying alone. The best flight I had, I flew with my mother to Kentucky. We had a good time. Like, it was nice to fly with somebody. I could leave my bag with her and be like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. That was exciting.
How was
There's
your
nothing worse than taking your bag into the stall,
Mm.
your suitcase.
Oh, that is tough. And hanging your stuff up on that little hook
Yeah.
What
Oh,
hook?
God.
I didn't even know there was a hook.
in the
There's
back
a
of the
hook.
bathroom, back of the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I usually just use the urinal. I've fortunately,
I
there
mean,
hasn't
you're not a
been any
professional-
issues.
professional comedians. Sometimes we have to take a dump at the airport.
That's true, right? Because you guys are traveling all the time, so you're just not you're not regulated as I plan my entire month out for that to make sure I never have to go at the airport.
Yeah, but Jeff is just painting these everyman experiences from memory. He's in whatever club lounge, I'm sure, where the pooping
Well,
scenario
that's true
is
too.
much more
That's
elevated.
probably true too. Well, he probably has a lot of frequent flyer miles.
I should hope so.
You would think. I haven't flown in a long time, but I am flying to San Francisco for 420. I have a show with Bob Saget and Michael Blackson and Paul Rodriguez and a bunch of comics.
That's fun.
Yeah, so that sounds awesome, and I feel like I almost dropped the. But I didn't drop the. I mean, doing it again, but 420 is next Tuesday,
Mhm.
and it's my mother's birthday on 420, but it's of
Mhm.
course also Hitler's.
Mhm.
So it's very difficult for me to remember that 420 is the big high day because it's my mother and Hitler, and that's all I ever think about.
It also would have been Mussolini's bar mitzvah. 420.
So exactly. So then I was like, oh my God, 420. I should have had Jeff on that day. Even though you're not available, but I'm saying, somebody who loves getting a high, you and Sarah would have been the perfect guest for 420 and started the show at 720 our time, which would have been 420 your time. And we all just have a big high fest. But on the flip side, I still worked it out. Gilbert Gottfried will be our guest next week and Frank Sanapadre. So for Hitler's birthday, That should be quite delightful either way. There's no way to lose in that situation on 420.
I'll be in San Francisco. See,
Oh, I see. There you are
Um,
projecting.
Where are you performing, or where are you doing a show?
yeah, it's a 420 show. I put it on my Instagram story today. Yeah, I'm not even sure where it is.
And you're really going to be live in Phoenix on May 21st?
Yeah, that was the first I heard it announced, which was kind of fun. But yeah, I remember agreeing to that. It's going to be like half capacity, but it's like the club's just opening, and I wanted to help out a little bit. So
Yeah, that's cool.
and it's a good chance to work out material. And I got my vaccination, so I feel confident. And then today they freaking recalled the Johnson & Johnson.
Oh, well, yeah, let me
I
actually
got that freaking vaccine. So, I mean, I hope it's okay.
yeah, that's exactly my first picture today was I got it too, Jeff. I also got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. I think we're the only two. We're in big trouble. Yeah, that's bad news. That's but again, what did they say? 6 out of 1 million people?
6 out of 7 million, it says there.
But 6
Yeah.
people, not 6 million
No, 6
reported.
people.
I mean, that's going to happen with any with anything. There's going to be people that are going to have trouble.
Right. If it was like you had to come get high-fived by Jesus, 5 people would break a finger out of 7.
Right. Well, he really hits hard. Yeah, exactly. Right.
know
Yeah.
how-
So, but it is funny. I was thinking that you're the only other person I know that got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. It was just the two
I actually
of us.
got the Johnson & Johnson, so I don't know.
Oh,
3 shots. It was 3 shots.
That's not the way it's supposed to work, Jeff.
that's the Blazing Saddles vaccine.
That's right. What does Howard Johnson think of this? That's the Howard Johnson vaccine, right? That's you just get a free bowl of ice cream with every vaccine. Yeah, that's really messed up, and I don't know what that means, but it's only women it's affecting. So us being manly men shouldn't have any problem. They got Me Too'd by the vaccine as well. Boy, they're just not getting a break. They are not getting a break.
Johnsons can't catch a break.
And this was Monday in Texas. Although I guarantee most of these people aren't vaccinated, they just don't give a shit. This was a full stadium.
Yeah.
This was the Texas Rangers on Monday.
Wow.
You believe that?
They're just back to it.
I don't think they ever left.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and there's not one mask in sight. I know their backs are turned, but I see nothing hanging off their
There's
ears.
one guy right under the Canadian flag in the bleachers. Who's got
Over here, yeah. Here's the only guy, yeah. I mean, it looks like it's photoshopped, but it's not. It's unbelievable. Do you know who this is?
Oh, wait a second. Oh, it's got to be Prince Philip.
You got it right. How did you know that?
Because I'm obsessed with this whole story.
I had a feeling you might be. You know who I thought it was? It was this kid from that Twilight Zone kick the can scene.
Oh.
It looked just like him to me. That's where my mind goes. But you're right. It's this guy.
Wow.
I've been talking a lot about this guy lately.
I know. What was the one that you put when he died? You tweeted?
Oh, well, let me get to that. But like, is anybody surprised that the royal family could have some antiquated ideas about race? I mean, they colonized 3/4 of the planet, right? So then it's like everyone's surprised. And I kind of made a joke on stage about it last week, and then I felt like maybe I put it out there and put some bad juju for this guy, Prince Philip, because and to the Queen to divert from the controversy from the Oprah interview and the Meghan Markle Oprah interview. They adopted 2 corgi puppies, and I was thinking, like, how optimistic are these people that they're gonna outlive their pup? Like, why get puppies when you're 99 years old?
Yeah, it's
And then, of
rather
course,
rude.
Philip died on the same day as DMX, but yet it was Prince Philip whose last words were, "What? Where my dogs at?" There's a long way to go for that, but
Yeah, but it's worth it. And that's the funny. I say that too.
he looks good here compared to how I usually see pictures of him. Like this one, he actually looks
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
know. but what a handsome
What's
fellow.
going on in this picture? What was going on in that picture?
And it was probably in a play.
Yeah.
Isn't that all they do out there is theater?
Well,
so.
wasn't where was he? He wasn't. Was he reared at that age in England? Wasn't he kind of like
No, I think he was from somewhere else.
like Austria or something like that?
I don't know about that, but here he is having a good time in '64. That seemed to be his year. Here he is with the Beatles.
That'd be a cool picture to have,
right?
With the Beatles.
And here he is with Pussy Galore,
Nice.
Honor Blackman, at the opening of Goldfinger.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
This guy was making the rounds in '64. And from what I am to believe, because they were so worried about the name Pussy Galore, at least here in America, because we don't have any sense of humor, him meeting Pussy Galore helped solidify that it could be released in America by this title. That is a true newspaper article.
Wow.
And then everybody seemed to get the gag. Thank goodness. I guarantee you couldn't do that today. Everybody's very uptight. And here's him and his perfect family. He's like,
Philip, wake up. There's going to be a Negro in the family.
Right. That's exactly what this picture is like. All I got to do is live. I've lived long enough. I've done everything perfectly until this awful Negro. Right out of Trading Places. And it's all because of this awful Negro.
Stop.
Well, that's from Trading Places. But that's the way it seems.
I see. I mean, he already looks pretty much done in this picture.
Yeah.
But this is a beautiful picture, actually.
It's a beautiful picture. It's just so funny that, again, like you said, that's why I keep saying where Oprah's like, what? They're so shocked that they said something about the race of the baby. Yeah, that's very shocking.
Right. I mean,
right. Yeah, come on.
Look, by the way, like, there's no doubt about it who the star of this photo is. The two princes, or you don't even see them in the picture. They just fall into the background. And Prince Charles is like, doesn't even look like him anymore. And this thing with the lady with the thing on her head, Camilla Parker Bowles, well, we heard plenty about her in the recent seasons of The Crown.
That's right.
But you know, these kids look super cute, and
so cute.
That is the future of the royal family right there.
And
I'm a big fan of the Queen because she did this job for better or worse for her entire life, and that's so impressive to me.
No, like you say, I mean, anybody that watches The Crown kind of gets it, but you also get what they did to Princess Diana was pretty uncool. Yeah. And you could see why her son would leave the royal family. He goes, well, I don't want that happening again, so we're out. But that's why they are
royal family and not expect some of this bullshit.
Exactly. I mean, it's like a joke, but that's why they're all over this new project to send the first person of color to the moon. I think that's where they want to put her. Sorry about that, folks. I couldn't. It's a real thing. That's all I could think about was like, I bet you they would like that.
Go back one. It would be funny if it was like here, according to the one you were. Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, if it said like at the end of this, according to Buckingham Palace.
Right. Well, that's why he's keeping the British end up, sir, as they say at the end of.
This guy doesn't look like the prime minister of the country. He seriously looks like a Benny Hill or a Faulty Towers like guest star, right?
Absolutely, it's really weird. And to me, all I could see was the George Costanza at the U.S. Open when he's doing it. It's like the worst thing, the worst photo you can take. You got to be careful when you eat that stuff.
Ew, Philip, wake up! The prime minister is a floss. Ew.
That ice cream does look pretty good, though. And speaking of James Bond again, I can't help myself. This is a derailment that happened in Taiwan, and my mind is so insane. I'm looking at this picture, and all I see is this exact Silicon Valley picture of this tunnel with this person coming out of the tunnel saving the country. It's Grace Jones from A View to a Kill with this unbelievable matchup, which almost destroyed the entire Bond franchise.
I don't know. I kind of love it.
But isn't it? It looks like the same. Oh my God, it's the same tunnel she tried to. Christopher Walken tried to blow up.
What is it?
But this is what I think of on a daily basis. Here is the mummy, I guess, or the bones of King Ramses, the pharaoh of Ramses the Third, being brought to a new national museum. This was a parade in Cairo. And this guy, because they ran out of people to hate, apparently hated something called sea people. Nobody knows exactly what that is, but that was because whoever he was replacing, this guy always thought the Jews were a bit much. And I guess after they left, they had nobody left but the sea people.
Shall we dance? Bum. This guy was great.
He was amazing.
So cool.
These are the Musks. Do you know him, Jeff?
I met him a few times.
I figured you might. This is his wife, Grimes, and this is their kid's name. I don't know if you've all seen this, but
yeah,
it X-Ash A12. Now they had trouble because legally you can only name a kid, at least in this country, with the 26 letters of the alphabet. So they had to change it to the Roman numerals. I'm sure that kid's going to grow up to be perfect.
How do you pronounce it?
X-Ash A12. He's
really
pronounced it on like CNN. X-Ash A12. I'm sure
there is no principle that they could stand on that's going to make it any easier for that kid or less likely for that kid to say, fuck you both.
You got that right. I'm worried.
They're like hoping their kid hates them.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, yeah. It's when you see it. But then she's obviously,
I guess.
Wow.
This is her. This is his wife. She just got these crazy tattoos. She goes, eventually they'll become beautiful alien scars. I mean, that's somebody who names their kid X-Ash A12, I guess. And these scars, well, she's right about the alien scars because they look like an H.R. Giger, picture. I mean, that's,
damn.
She's insane. I mean, she's hot, so I get it.
Go back to the name. See, wouldn't like he's already going to be a famous kid? Wouldn't this like Larry or Harry Musk, right?
Harry Musk.
Have done it.
Yeah,
Steve Musk,
Murphy Musk,
or something like or maybe something like a little funnier, like if you must.
Good one, Colin.
Well, thank you.
Even Prince would have looked at this and gone, that.
Yeah.
Prince would have been like, man, Elon, what the fuck?
What is that thing? What is that AA thing? What is that?
It's
the American Express logo. Like,
this guy's always looking for the next advertising. No, it's pronounced Ash. I want to say it's Greek.
Yeah, it's Greek.
Yeah. So it's like then they're just why?
Yeah.
But this was Stanford girls basketball won it all in the women's championship last week, during the March Madness. Cool. And it's just so funny because this poor girl from Arkansas is laying on they're just stepping right over her. Can you see down here?
Yeah.
And it just reminded me of Kevin Bacon in Animal House. They just don't even care. I feel bad. And here's us on better times when you could all hang out and have a good time.
You got to send me this picture. This is such a great picture.
Me, Jeff, David Tell, Gilbert, and Rachel. It's all our friends and promoting next week's show as well. Even Gilbert looks completely normal and happy.
He does.
You know why? I got him stoned for the first time in over 30 years.
On night. Stage. That's right. That was amazing.
Yeah.
That was so much fun.
Where I am smoking pot with my underwear and hanging out. I could ruin the sweetest picture, but
no, you look good, and it was a really fun time, and hopefully we can all do that again soon. Here's Jeff's stereo app, so he let me join, and we had a really good time talking. You do this every day, right?
I try to do it on most weekdays, yeah.
Like weekdays, right? At least, or do you?
Sometimes I pop on the weekend. It's pretty open.
I'd like to be on Sandwich Talk. Do you know that there's this guy that Mike, the producer, and I were talking about just before we went on, named Paul Pope, and he's a really legendary comic book artist for DC for years. And he came on he listened to my podcast once, and we went back to the bar, we hang out, and he goes, Dave, your podcast sucks. Or maybe I just didn't hear the right one. And I'm like, what was it about? Because you were talking about a sandwich for 20 minutes. I'm like, no, that was the right one. So I want to be on Sandwich Talk.
Yeah, come on. Let's do that sometime. I do it with Rory Albanese. We're doing it tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Cool. Yeah. So you do it every day. And then you also have other shows on it. And here you actually had the real Joe Biden.
That was fun.
I fell for this 100%. I thought it was Joe. I was like, wow, he's getting the guests on this new app.
But you take the screenshot from right when we're logging on because it says 41 listeners.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. I just, obviously, I know for a fact that he has many more. Well, look at here. If we go back, we can see you have 53,000 followers, and that's just probably from a while ago. So, sorry if I certainly did not want to make my guest look foolish.
Oh, stop.
So are you doing your podcast on stereo now? Is that the only place to find it?
No, I'm going to post a new episode of Thick Skin on the Apple feed probably this week. Everybody keeps asking me to come on, but I've just been so busy doing other stuff. I had to write and host the Snubby Awards that airs April 23rd on Live by Live.
That's what I was also trying to find out. The Snubby Awards are for the Oscars this year or for this month?
I did the Grammys a few months ago, and now they hired me back to do the Oscars.
So I didn't know it didn't air yet. I saw you going on a bus promoting it. That was recent,
I was shooting it on a bus. We decided to do it. Was Live by Live's idea, just because you can't really do proper theater shows right now. So we were able to do an open air tour bus down Hollywood Boulevard, and I had my friend Avery as the band leader, and everybody got dressed. I had like 15 friends dress up and get on the bus, and we drove around Hollywood Boulevard, and I made fun of all the Oscar nominees and all the movies, and gave awards to the movies that got snubbed.
That sounds like so much fun. In any other year, I'm just so angry that they're even having the Oscars. I don't know.
Well, that's what we talked about. Like, there's no host at the Oscars, and these movies that were nominated are all depressing. Like,
so depressing. Yeah.
Have you seen The Father?
With Anthony Hopkins.
It's about a woman who's waiting for an old man to die for 2 hours, and Kamala Harris has seen it 3 times. Have you seen Pieces of a Woman?
No.
Oh, well, Armie Hammer said it's finger licking good.
Yes.
Keep going.
If that's what we can expect, then I am definitely all in on the Snubbies. When does it air?
Movie jokes. Did you see, people are boycotting Godzilla vs. Kong because of Asian hate against Godzilla. There were some protesters out there saying cancel Kong. But imagine if they really did a woke King Kong where he's like, me sorry. Oh. As soon as he apologizes, that's when Godzilla like whips his tail around and kills him.
Well, when's that going to air, you said? I'm sorry.
2 nights before the Oscars. I think it's April 23rd, a Friday night.
Excellent.
On livexlive.com. It's a really cool music streaming service.
Good. I can't wait because I liked when I was so happy that you did this for the weekend, which I was absolutely furious about. This Grammys, they just don't get it.
They don't.
The weekend.
I met him the other day, and he was very grateful. He came.
Yeah, you told me that, and I was so happy because I don't know what the Grammys are doing. And Colin got mad at me last week because I'm like, okay, yes, let's give Taylor Swift Best Album for the 3rd time in 10 years. Sorry, Colin. I can't handle it.
Yeah, right.
It's a good album.
Here's my Snubby Award.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I really love the design. I think it's really cool, and the logo too. It's awesome.
Band-Aid.
It's like a Band-Aid, but also like a snowboard.
Well, because it was a tribute to The Weeknd had all that.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Yeah, that was cool. You had the poster. This is a Picasso piece that is, they say it's going to sell for $55 million. It's one of his last pieces. It's called the Femme assise près d'une fenêtre, whatever. It's called Woman Sitting by a Window. That's what I call it. Okay. And this guy, he really, you're like, what? Why is this guy so famous? But this is the woman it's after, and he got it kind of right. He ended up, I think he ended up having a baby with this woman, and he wasn't that much of a looker. So it's a good move to just say, well, I'm going to paint you, even if it comes out like this. I think they're flattered either way, because the only other way you can go, and Colin would know, is to write a song about one, and then you can work it out. So
Or a roast joke.
Exactly.
Or a roast joke.
Got that right.
Go back to Picasso for a second. Can I see him?
Yeah. Oh, the guy Picasso.
Now, if his art career doesn't work out, he can work. He can work for Six Flags as the Six Flags guy.
Right, that old man.
Picasso, like, I don't know what year this was, but like,
I think it's the 70s.
Like, he really is 2 centimeters away from the head of his dick coming out of those shit.
It's amazing.
Almost like the paintings can see what's about to happen.
They're sweating.
Yeah, no, he really looks like he looks crazy in this picture.
He has fuck off money. He's like, whatever. He always sold. He was never poor, so he's just like, yeah, fuck it. This is what I do.
One of the
I
few.
wonder what he would have been doing now. Like, would he do an NFT? What would he be cashing in on?
Yeah, maybe
on the non-fungible tokens.
It would have been. I mean, listen, that's the weird part. It's like he's like the one artist everyone knows that actually was living like in the 70s. Everybody else was in like the 1700s, 1800s. People like or early 19, like Van Gogh, people like that. They weren't alive in the 70s, right? It's kind of cool.
You're right.
Anyway, it's time for Colin's song.
Okay.
And so that's what we do here. Colin's going to play us a musical number, and that's how we end our show.
Yeah.
And it's a very lovely
What's the song going to be, Colin?
Well, so I had a pal pass away this weekend too.
That's hilarious. Oh wait.
Well, I mean, I guess contextually maybe, but he was a really funny dude and a very beloved figure in Ireland. He had an amazing career as a songwriter, as a comedian, as a TV late night show host. He was kind of like one of a kind. But
do we know it? Oh, he was TV late night shows in Ireland.
In Ireland, yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
And his name was Shay Healy, and I happened to befriend his son in my early 20s.
Major Healy.
Another
Healy,
yeah. So I ended up just kind of befriending him and hanging out in their house so much. We had so many amazing house parties, just the funniest things. Yeah, and he passed away this weekend, and he wrote a song that's as classic in Ireland as it gets, and it won. You guys have heard of the Eurovision?
Yeah,
you heard of that thing? Like the European Song Contest kind of thing, and it won it for Ireland in 1980. Okay. And I'm going to play it. It's a little sad, but it's awesome, and this is for Shay.
Awesome.
Okay. I've been waiting such a long time, looking out for you, but you're not here. What's another year? I've been searching such a long time, reaching out for you, but you're not near. What's another year? What's another year for someone who's lost everything that he owns? And what's another year for someone who's getting used to being alone? I've been praying such a long time, 'cause it's the only way to hide the fear. What's another year? What's another year for someone who's lost everything that he owns. And what's another year for someone who's getting used to being alone? I've been crying such a long time, with such a lot of pain in every tear. What's another year? What's another year? What's another year?
Jeff he was so sad he's going to hang himself. Oh, that's great.
Freaking beautiful, man.
That's,
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
it's not sad because it's beautiful more than anything else.
Yeah.
What
That's
was his
kind of
name? What was his name?
his name was Shay Healy. Shay, Shay.
And when did you say it won it all? In the 80s?
In 1980,
Wow.
he wrote the song, and a guy called Johnny Logan sang it. And it's not, you know, it's funny because it's like the song is intrinsically sad when you look at the lyrics, but actually how it was presented was a bit kind of boppier, and it was the early 80s, and Johnny was wearing like all white in like a white leather jacket and giving it loads and being all sexy. When I play it like this, it sounds like someone just died, because someone did just die.
But it's funny because you said it won in 1980, and yet it sounds completely timeless. You would never guess that was written in the 70s or.
That's the shit, though.
That's
Yeah.
what he
Also,
said.
we just had a donation from It's the It, and he said, "I'll gladly wager that Spike Lee's Da 5 Blood sweeps the Snubbies hands down next week."
They did get nominated. It was a great movie, and yeah, it was a really good one.
Is that Mike? Is that another donation to Dr. Hunchback, Gorilla Girl?
Yes, it is.
Oh, thank you, everybody. That's very kind.
I'm wondering, like, why did the Five Bloods get snubbed? And then I thought maybe the Academy voters are all made up of Crips.
I can tell you exactly why. I mean, they obviously don't like Spike Lee, and it's not for anything that he thinks it is, but you know, he just gets so angry. I think they've just like, we've had it with this guy. I think that's what it comes down to, because at this point he should get an honorary nomination of some
Didn't
sort.
he win last year? I mean, so it's hard to say. We don't love him.
I don't know whether he did win. I think he gets so angry, and then he starts,
He
it's
won.
like, I hate the Academy, and then they're just like, well, screw him, I guess.
Why do in this day and age people give a fuck about awards? Like,
That's the
why?
question.
Who needs that validation?
This
Like,
guy
it
has
doesn't
been
really matter.
angry about getting an award since the 80s. So,
Yeah, well, I can understand it then, but I think
that's
that
the
they're
fun.
passe as a notion. Like, we're in
I think
whatever.
he's nonsense, and well deserved, by the way.
Well, anyway, you guys, this was
Black
great.
Clan.
Jeff, you are going to be, as we said, in Phoenix, May 21st through the 23rd at CB Live. That's a new club, you said, right?
Yeah,
Helping
and
them out.
I'll be doing a show in San Francisco on 420.
420, right? With who?
Tell you where it is? Can I tell you where it is?
No, that's not what this show is for.
It's
Come on, Jeff.
it's called Couch Locked by Cookies, a 420 special. It's going to be
Sounds
actually
delicious.
go to my Instagram story and you can see it's going to be live streamed too.
Yeah, and go to his Instagram page anyway, so you can find out when he's going to be on the stereo app, which is a lot of fun to listen to. Like I said, I've done
Thanks
it,
for
and
doing
I've
it.
also
We can
listened.
do it again sometime.
Yeah, I'd love to. It was so much fun. We talked about the Oscars for an hour. It was really fun. And the people that were on the app who were, you can interact with the people, Jeff and whoever his host is, and you can send messages, and we listened to them, and they were so much fun. It's a really good time. I enjoyed the app. You told me, please get on it, and now I really like it a lot. And so he'll be on that,
Oh,
and
good.
also, find out where else he's going to be by going to his
Snubbies,
Instagram,
April
right? Yeah.
23rd. The Snubbies, April 23rd.
And the Snubbies, April 23rd. And Colin's new song,
The
The
Tree.
Tree, comes out next Friday, not this Friday, right?
Yeah, Friday the 23rd. And if you go to my if you go to my Instagram, the link is in the bio there to pre-order and pre-save it, and that really helps me a lot on release day. So go over there, Colin Smith Music.
Right, and we know
Get
how
the
much
motherfucker.
Is It
you know
Over
what?
Now was
I forgot, Dave. I'm doing a show at your favorite comedian, Sarah Silverman, tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Where?
If you look up Supernova Comedy, the location's secret. But Patton Oswalt, me, Sarah, and some other funny people.
That's a shitty lineup.
Nice.
Supernova Comedy on Instagram.
And it's a live show. It's a live show.
Yeah, we're going to be outside. It's outside.
That sounds awesome. Check it out on Instagram, everybody. Anyway, that's our show for this week. Don't forget, the Comedy Cellar is open. Yes, only at 33%, but all 4 rooms are open and you can still see the greats. And next week on this particular show, we will have Gilbert Gottfried and Frank Santapadre. And that'll be on April 20th. Super fun, as we always have here on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Thank you to our producer, Mike, today, who I don't think sometimes I thank enough. And we'll see you next time on the show. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Colin.
Thanks, buddy.